Blessings to you this Friday as we look at our last reading for this week going into the weekend. It is one of my favorites from the book of Genesis. It's right at the end of Genesis. We've been following the story of Jacob and Joseph and the line of the promise of Israel through God's people. And our verses today is Genesis 50 verses 15 through 21. It's way at the end. 50 is the last chapter. So as we continue on to read what's after our verse, we'll actually be finishing the book of Genesis. But for our pretext, remember Joseph's life as he was sold into slavery. His brothers plotted against him, and he was sold away into Egypt. And so this is now after his father Jacob's death. His brothers realize they have a problem on his hand when Joseph is still alive. So let's start with our reading for today, and we'll read what's after. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "It may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil we did to him." So they sent a message to Joseph saying, "Your father gave this command before he died. Say to Joseph, 'Please forgive the transgressions of your brothers and their sin, because they did evil to you. And now please forgive the transgression of servants of God of your father.'" Joseph wept when they spoke to him. His brothers also came and fell down before him and said, "Behold, we are your servants." But Joseph said to them, "Do not fear. For am I in the place of God? For you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive, as they are today. So do not fear, I will provide for you and your little ones." Thus he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. That continues with the end of Genesis. So Joseph remained in Egypt, and he and his father's house. Joseph lived 110 years, and Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. Children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were counted as Joseph's own. And Joseph said to his brothers, "I am about to die, but God will visit you and bring you up out of this land that he swore to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob." Then Joseph made the sons of Israel swear, saying, "God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from here." So Joseph died, being 110 years old. They embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. This is one of my favorite sections of the book of Genesis because we get that great verse. You meant this for evil, but God meant it for good. How much can we look on our life at especially the trials, the sufferings, those that were done to us, and those just happened. Looking at this year, that's a whole lot. But even at those done to us, but yet, God is working in all things for the good of his people. We might not know how. We might not know how it is going to be made manifest, whether it'll be in this life or the next. We know God is working. We trust his providence. This is a great example as a clear, unmitigated evil. Joseph sold into slavery by his own family. What a despicable thing. Just on the face of it, there is nothing good about it. Nothing good that couldn't be thought about it. Yet it is through this that God leads eventually his people to the Holy Land. It's through this that he leads them to Egypt and sets them out with Moses, and the whole story of God's people comes through this, a foretelling of the redemption that comes to us in Christ. This is a foreshadowing of the cross as well. After all, the Son of God, God himself, beaten, tortured, and bruised, and hung on a cross to die. There is nothing good about that. It is an unmitigated, despicable act. It is pure evil by the sight of it. But what you meant for evil, God meant for good. As we reflect upon the sufferings and trials in our own life, we know God is working. We know God is there. might not see it, might not know how, there's such great comfort in knowing that God is working. God is present. And he's shown it clearly through his people, through his son, and through stories like this with Joseph and his brothers. May this word be a cool drink of water to you this Friday as we head into the weekend. I look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.